Hello YouTube, in my hotel room. I'm just doing a quick deck profile just for documentary purposes. Finished 7-4-1 at the Indianapolis regionals over the last 2 days. I guess that's pretty good considering how bad I am as a player. But obviously I came into the tournament with expectations of being on stream, which means I'm doing really well, which I did start like 4-0, but unfortunately they didn't choose me, and then I choked a couple games. And number two is just beating some pro players, which I didn't really, but some person I lost to finished in like the top 16, so it's whatever. But yeah, I got 18 packs as prizing, which is pretty good. Honestly, all jokes aside, just quick deck profile. I'm not really a good player or anything. I just took some generic Raging Bolt lists from the past results and just made a couple of modifications that I feel comfortable with. And yeah, so yeah, standard 3 Kangaskhan, 3 Teal'c, 3 Meowth. So pretty much just want to start off with Kang almost every game. Just helps you draw cards, and I love using this as like an initial attacker on Dragapult. If I can't get a Wellspring Torrential Pump off quickly, just a nice beefy attacker into single prize decks. Can do well to most of them except for Alakazam or Bloodmoon or Saluna, which was an auto loss for me. 3 Teal'c, just to accelerate energy for Raging Bolt or just be an attacker itself. And I didn't use Myriad Leaf Shower too much because, yeah, 210 HP, not super tanky, and yeah, just couldn't accelerate as fast as getting a Rapid Fire off. 3 Meowths just to get supporters. Started a few games, which kind of sucks, but yeah, just a staple card in most decks these days. 2 Latias, need to retreat lock. Got trolled sometimes because I remember one game a guy bossed Latias KO and I couldn't get Koraidon to KO their low putty for game because I couldn't retreat my active Kangaskhan, which kind of sucks, and embarrassed myself. 2 Raging Bolt, made attacker into like beefier decks like Mirror Match, against Mega decks, against some decks where you just need to get a bunch of energy in play, just discard 1 or 2 for some quick knockouts. 1 Clefairy, it's good into Dragapult, Lucario, all that. Didn't use it too much. I guess the best thing to use it for is to take a KO in a mirror match against another Raging Bolt. Fez, just stable card, just drawing cards when stuff's knocked out. Might have pre-benched it too early in some Dragapult games because the most common move they do is just to boss with my Fez and just spread damage everywhere, and I can't really draw cards. Yeah, maybe should have done something else in hindsight, because most likely I won't Chien Pao, and I won't Chien Pao the damage off of Pheasantipity once I retreat it, so sucks to suck. Koraidon, made a meta call. I was like, yeah, why would I run a Passimian when Koraidon, very easy, low requirements to KO a Mega Lopunny. With the first attack, it was just, and could even revenge KO on a Mega Kangaskhan. But I was like, there's no way I'll face the Crustle, and if I do, I'll just take the losers, because I don't think. But my very last game, I faced a Crustle. I don't think Passimian would have made a difference, because Crustles have like growing grass energy these days, Ice Cream, all this kind of stuff, which I only run 2 Night Stretcher, so I don't really think Passimian would have made a huge difference, but maybe it would have, I don't know. Just a bit sad, but at the same time, like in game 8, when I was 5-1-1, I faced a Mega Lopunny deck, and one of the that was a situation when I could have had game, but I had no Latias. Game 2, I had game. I think there was no KO on that turn, or just like Mega Kang was damaged. Literally Koraidon on bench, like Glass Trumpet, like two fightings, double E-switch, manual attach, impact blow, 1-hit KO. Like I don't think they played a single Wallies during our game because it was just back and forth one-shots most of the time. Wellspring, pretty useful into single prize decks or just decks that take a while to set up. I like using it in Dragapult Mirror Match if it's possible to get it out really quick. I whiffed on a turn 2 one, which kind of sucks because you do want to get like a 2 prize lead usually against Dragapult because yeah, they just return KO stuff pretty quickly with all the spread damage. But yeah, it's pretty useful, especially one festival lead matchup. They didn't have their Shaman out, so boom. And the third game 3 against the Megalopunny deck, they had a Moltres up, took a KO on this. We were both down 2 prizes. I was like, damn. But luckily, I was able to Wellspring. Active Moltres does 100, weakness 200, and a bench. So yeah, I didn't have an Evolve dude up, so that was pretty much game. Iron Leaves helped me win my game 11 today. Pretty much it was not mirror, but it was Raging Bolt Noctowl. They could have game if they were able to knock out my active Clefairy. Is it Clefairy? Not my active Kangaskhan, actually. Active Kangaskhan, they had the Passimian, but I guess they couldn't set it up. Or just anything on the bench like a Meowth. So they bossed a Meowth, they didn't have anything, so they saw blocked it. So a lot of lists, they run like 2 Psychics, so like pretty much everyone on your thing can attack. But there's, I don't know, I just love Iron Leaves because it's just like a free switch card. So yeah, just had great hands that game, had Iron Leaves, just pretty much boom, had boss in hand, boom, bossed or Meowth for a game, or bossed or Noctowl for a game. For Crispin, pretty much most important supporter, because you just literally use a power up, energy acceleration, Raging Bolt, get a Kangaskhan, Crispin attach, and then get a Grass to Teal Dance, and then you can attach one more, so that's 3, excluding Glass Trumpet, so you can get lots of energy really quick. Like, for example, against the Lopunny deck again, I was able to literally go from 0 Latias, just a Latias on board, because they knocked out my Kang, because that had a really bad opening start. Just the 1 Latias after they knocked on my Kang, and I was able to return KO with a Raging Bolt the turn after, so that was pretty hype. 3 boss. Almost every list runs 2, I think, but I decided to run 3. I was able to luckily get 1 Lysander, 1 Cyrus, 1 Getsis, all evil, rip, but I swapped with a Cyrano for a boss because like there's so many games where it's like I don't really need a Cyrano. Like I think I only prized it 1 game when I kind of needed it, but I just grabbed Lilies instead because it's like pretty much an early game card you want to get set up, and Lilies not as consistent, but does really similar by just refreshing your hand with 8 cards. So yeah, so 3 bosses is nice because sub situations can be cool. Just targeting something down is nice, and like just bosses just like Dragapulse run 3. So many decks run 3, so why not just run 3 in this deck? Like just to help prize mapping and a bunch of other stuff perform nicer. Just gives more confidence towards late game. And 1 Cypher, it's pretty much the only way to search out Stamp, and just if you need a nice setup to use it. Sometimes I do regret using it early game, just even though for quick early game knockouts, like I do want to like guarantee a way to get Stamp like mid late game, and yeah, I got lucky a couple times. Like Fez plus Teal Dance plus Run Errand can get me the Stamp sometimes, but sometimes it's just scary. 2 Stretcher, just standard recovery. Could, if there was space to run 3, I would have, but just 2. 2 Glass Trumpet, just mostly to accelerate for Raging Bolt. Sometimes it's really good for Kangaskhan as well. Just yeah, sometimes it's just a dead card, but like when something's knocked out, Kangaskhan on bench, double Glass Trumpet, manual attach, and just get rapid fire turn after. So yeah, I found Glass Trumpet pretty good for Kangaskhan attacks as well, and combo with E-Switch, pretty solid stuff. For Ultra Ball, pretty much aside from Cyrano, that's the only way to search out everything else. And just easy Ultra Ball for Meowth to get any supporter. Standard stuff. Energy is pretty standard, 8 grass, just want to Teal Dance as much as you can without spamming your hand with grass. 1 water for Water Pond, like, so, there's like 2 games I could have donked if water was not prized, so if I could run 2, I would have, but literally, like, Torrential Pump is like pretty situational, only on some matchups, so I think 1, would have loved to run 2, but like for so many matchups, 1 is more than enough. 2 Psychics, this is the last minute change I made. I would have had 4 Area 0, which, to be honest, I think would have been a better choice. Like sometimes I just kept whiffing stadiums, whether it's trying to expand my bench so I can get another Meowth for another supporter, expanding my bench to get an Iron Leaves out to rearrange energies, maybe no latias, so it can easily just move an energy to it to active, then retreat with it with its ability. But I decided to make a call for 2 psychics just because I was like, there's so many Dragapults, I don't want to whiff a psychic for a quick Clefairy KO. Or could be some Lucarios out there because of the low punny rising the meta. Maybe people want to run more Lucarios, which is kind of sad because, yeah, in the challenge the day before, on the Friday challenge, I faced a Lucario deck and I was able to, luckily, Eon Blade for a game, which you need 2 Psychics for. So if Latias gets retreat locked, like, that point is to run 2 Psychics, so like pretty much anyone in your deck except for Chin Pao can attack. But yeah, in all the Dragapult matchups, I only used Clefairy a couple times, and mostly it was losing because it just gets return KO'd in a lot of cases. Yeah, I think 1 would have been fine, but yeah, I think for NAIC I might, if I run this list, I might switch back to 1. I'm not sure yet. Run Stamp because no hand disruption, just Stamp. Like, there's so much stuff going on, it's so hard to fit everything into this list to make it like decently consistent, as well as have a good response to a bunch of different decks. Stamp is pretty good. Pretty much, I swear it's pretty much an auto win if I draw this into Festival lead. So that's how I didn't lose to it this weekend. 1 win and 1 tie against it. 3 area 0. Would have loved a 4th. A lot more watchtowers in the current Dragapult decks because to counter low punny and all that. So yeah, would have loved a 4th, maybe last minute decision, but in hindsight, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, sometimes it's good to have Psychic in hand for just manual attachment to just anything in general, especially Kangaskhan. So don't really regret much. Oh yeah, Chin Pao didn't explain much, but no explanation needed, just to clean up damaged Pokemon on the bench. And in bad case scenarios, just to get rid of watchtowers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if the main concern, I guess, is maybe running 1 more hand disruption and running a 4 stadium, because sometimes Risky Ruins is just, in Dragapult, it's so bad. I'd bench Teal Mask, I bench Latias, I bench Wellspring, Fez. It just pretty much puts it into 1-hit KO Phantom Dive range, which kind of stinks, and which, yeah, didn't really. Some games were kind of iffy because of that, but yeah, overall this is a pretty good list. Only blinged out the Glass Trumpet since I got this one for like 25 cents, and this one for like under 50 cents USD on TCG Player, because I was buying some other stuff from this merchant for XYZ from whatever merchant I was buying from, and like one merchant had like a cheap Glass Trumpet, one had like another cheap one as well, so like, sure, I'll just get it, and I'll just run it because it was pretty cheap. And yeah, I could bling some other stuff out, but it's whatever. Yeah, shout out to T-Dragon for hooking me up with some cards. Shout out to Red Snapper for hooking me or giving me his old collection so I could put the Diamond and Pearl E-Switch in there. Shout out to whoever supplied me with these cards, and for everyone who I played against in the regionals as well as online, and yeah, IRL and whatever. Yeah, see you next time.